Cope and Christian had their big, sexy I Quit match in Toronto on Wednesday and finally got their hands on each other again. Should I say it, ladies?
You should say it.
Hubba hubba.
Allie was weirdly demure. She was like, I probably won't say that on the podcast. And I was like,
It's
of all the
not
things we've said.
What's not
Usually
when
when
be horny, I think it sounds like kind of twee. I think it sounds kind of like I'm a twee baby being like, hubba hubba. It's like I've never sounded more like I'm a little wine mom. Hubba
When it
hubba,
said-
am I right?
She's a Negroni mom.
I'm a Negroni mom. Oh yeah, we're having our what is this called? Tunnel?
The tunnel.
Tunnel cocktail.
The tunnels?
Yeah.
Yeah. We always have a themed drink for our anniversary, and this year it's the tunnel.
It's the tunnel. I forgot to say that at the rodeo, there was a big sign just leading into a little enclosure. I couldn't see everything happening in there that just said the rabbit hole. And I thought to myself, you've heard of the good boy hole. You've heard of the bad boy hole.
Is it for good rabbits or bad rabbits?
I guess all rabbits go to the same place.
Interesting.
They
Universal
mix and
rabbit
interbreed,
salvation.
I believe. Okay, hubba hubba. This match featured Canadian hockey crowd spots, ladders, gouging, spearing, splashing, interference, some of the Yambag variety from Shayna Wayne, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch, and a big brave save from Danny Garcia and Matt Menard. Cope's crew ended up handcuffing the patriarchy minus Mother Wayne to the turnbuckles, and Cope spiked Christian in the junk with his special spiking tool just before Christian finally gave in. And now I just remembered something I was going to say, which is that do you think that the ring, the squared circle, is our podcast and that we are handcuffed to the turnbuckle?
Yeah, sometimes happier than other times. Yeah.
And Dax FTR keeps just hitting us
Spiking
in the nuts with a spike tool.
Yambag region.
Not the yeah bag.
CM Punk spiked us in the Yambag quite a few times.
God. Good Lord.
Someone got him out of the ring. Okay, overall thoughts and vibes.
Horny. The noises. I think if you took the noises from this match and you just put it unedited over a porno, it would be fine. It would be indistinguishable.
And I wish someone
Wow.
would.
And a fair
agree,
amount of the
there was a lot
visuals,
of-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they got those handcuffs out, I was like, oh, they're doing this on basic cable.
There were
Cool.
quite a few moments where my eyes were bugging out of my little head, like, wow, son.
They went so hard. I wasn't really expecting Cope and Christian to have it in them to go as hard as they went. I was very impressed.
Because AEW does a fair amount of these, right? Like, and so like there's
Yeah.
times where like I get impatient with them, you know, even
Yeah.
people that I love, like, you know, like there's a lot of matches, you know, chaos matches that I'm like, oh, I love everybody in this, but I'm not tracking it. It's too busy. There's too much going on. And like, I'm overwhelmed. But this one, I mean, it helps that there was only two guys in it, but I really thought that they did a great job of like lingering in a spot just the right length of time and then like moving on again, but never moving too quick either. I just thought it was fabulous.
Yeah. And they did really creative stuff too. Like the hockey jerseys stuff was very
So
funny
fun.
and delightful. And
Of all the things that Dave Meltzer will go to town on, I really desperately wanted him to tell us whether that was planted. It had to have been planted, right? Like those two jerseys that fit them exactly in the crowd at the exact right space. But like they really did a great job of like making it seem like maybe it wasn't because he pulled it off that guy's body.
And that guy was giving this little face like, which kind of made you be like, well, was it planted? But it was just like, put this on and at some point, you know, it's going to factor into things.
Yeah.
Like how much did he know? Maybe they knew everything and we're marks. I don't know. But his face looked so delighted. Like he just looked like, I cannot believe this is happening to me.
it's some local wrestler, and that was like his acting triumph of his life.
That's right, yeah.
I thought you were
tell us if
serious
you
for a
know.
moment, and I was like, wait, do you know that, Ian? And then I realized...
I mean, I think it's probably true, but I don't know that for a fact.
Now, what did you guys think about? So someone in our group chat pointed out, they were like, well, it might have been one of you. I don't remember. But it's like, they were like, it's funny that Bryce is just having to carry a microphone around for this whole match. Was this one of you? Am I
No.
stealing from Mike?
No.
Oh, great. Maybe it was Caroline. He's just having to carry this microphone around, which ended up being funnier than I ever could have imagined because of how much of the match was just Bryce putting the microphone in a man's face and saying, and do you consent to continue? What's your light? Do you consent? And they say, yes, I want to keep going.
It was a very, very safe match. It was
Very safe.
Very consensual.
everybody continually consented for the match.
Friends were consent king.
It's so funny. I know we've seen I Quit matches before, but it must have been so early on that I did not retain anything because I do not remember this. And like reading the premise of an I Quit match is like they just go until they say I quit. Isn't that every match? Like that's not a new thing. But like the microphone really added so much that I was like,
It
I
certainly
think every
did.
match should have a microphone I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like supposed to be like more humiliating, like when your older brother makes you say uncle and you're like,
Yeah.
it's worse than when he just gets you down. So
Tapping out so much more dignified.
yeah, apparently. Some of those submission holds, are they dignified? I would say no, but sure.
In fact, I would say most of them are not. But we've often learned that our idea of dignity and the idea that the broader IWC has, they're not always aligned.
I still remember fairly early on, our friend Caroline's roommate's boyfriend was into wrestling. And we were like, ask him what he sees when he's watching wrestling or something. We said it better. And the answer immediately was like, not what you guys see.
I do feel like there were different times when we tried to feel out straight men where we're like, so what did you think of that the part where they kissed each other sloppily on the mouth? And he was like, two men really fighting each other. And you're like,
Masculine.
cool. Good to know.
Really feeling deep. I do think that's the one thing this match was missing for me was some sloppy kissing.
Yeah.
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 With tongue.
Yeah.
I
But
agree.
you know what? They're still on their journey. So
It
I
might
guess time
surely-
will tell.
Once they unite as a evil gay tag team, surely they'll sloppy kiss that, right?
Do you guys... I just had... Whatever. I can't get into all that. It's not a cool reference. Okay. Cope. So Cope did win, and he does have the TNT belt now. What do you think he's going to do with it, or what do you want to see him do with it?
I wanted him to win this match, but I couldn't reconcile that with having the belt because I'm like, oh no, he shouldn't have the belt. I wanted him to beat Christian, and I don't want Christian to have the belt anymore. But Cope has the belt? No.
He needs to immediately lose it,
Yeah.
probably to Danny Garcia.
To Danny Garcia, real bad.
Yeah. Like, probably at Dynasty or, like, in the TV matches before Dynasty. You know, like, I can't say how immediately it should happen.
Dynasty would be cool just because it would be cool for Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like, let him, you don't want to make him seem like too cucked. Like, you want to
Especially-
imagine that he
Yeah.
Last
Last
time
time
he
because
lost
his
it
last
in
reign
3
was
minutes. Yeah.
3 minutes. So he can have like a month, sure.
I don't know why I'm defending him
Generously.
in that way. I'm like, and please, give him a minute.
The man has his dignity.
We really got changed by Percy Jackson. We're like, oh, Cope,
Yeah.
Cope
kind of
couldn't
our
do what he
guy.
wants.
Yeah.
Our little guy. I'm interested to see what character stuff we get into. I mean, I hope that the belt has a bad effect on him, to
I
be
hope so.
honest. I hope
Yeah.
he gets a little poisoned by the belt. He starts acting bad. He's understanding Christian a little better. He's missing his hands on that body,
I just remembered I had a dream the other night where Cope was an astronaut saving the world, and he and I were on a spaceship flying around trying to save it. I'd been watching Oppenheimer the night before, and there was the part where like they're afraid the atomic bomb might ignite the whole atmosphere and blow up the whole world, and so we were preventing that. I'm pretty sure it was an interesting choice that my subconscious made. Like, yeah, Adam Copeland for sure.
Wow.
I'm glad you guys were preventing that. That's really civic-minded.
Don't worry,
both.
we're on it.
That's how you know that our brains are like really like messed up because it's like, yeah, that's the kind of sex dreams we're having. We're astronauts.
We are
saving the
very
world.
professional in this dream, and I'm not. That's not a joke. We were.
Anne's like, don't laugh.
Nothing
we were
untoward
colleagues.
happened.
And it's like, you were on Earth. What, you want to die on Earth? No, we took our job seriously. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for taking care of us.